Y'all, today is Friday, February 28th. Listen, guys, I just came on to ask a simple question, and that is, when are we as people, not just nurses, not just CNAs, not just people that's in the medical field, but us as people, humans, when are we going to start advocating for those that can't speak up for themselves? When are we going to start advocating for those that don't have a voice? And I'm asking this question because I did just have an encounter with a nurse. And I mean, it wasn't no bad encounter. However, I had to speak to her and I had to speak the truth to her. So at the toxic job where I'm just leaving, our supervisor, our DON, told us, do not go to skilled nursing to get any supplies. So that's no gloves, no wipes, no briefs, diapers, pull-ups, whatever. Do not go over there. However, at the same time, our DON does not supply assisted living and memory care with gloves, wipes, diapers, briefs, or whatever the residents may need. So, as a nurse, when your manager, your supervisor, your DON, when management come to you and tell you, don't go to another department to get supplies that you need for a patient, a resident, for a person, a human that may have soiled their brief. And the family members, are non-existent. What do a nurse do? What are we supposed to do? And so, for me, the type of nurse I am, I advocate for any human, any person that is and ain't in a right mind. I'm going to always speak for right, what is right. And so, for my DON to tell any and all nurses that, they would say, I go against it. I'm not going against it. I'm doing what's right by the patient. And I will not allow my shift, my staff, or myself to put a patient in that situation where they have to be soiled all day, or we have to wait till the family drop off some, or we got to wait till Amazon or FedEx drop off their briefs or whatever. At the same time, the building, the company is supposed to supply the gloves. So I don't understand why is it that we don't have gloves. Okay? And so the nurse says to me, well, our DON don't want us over there, so I'm not going over there. And I said, and guess what? When state come through or the family member come through and see their loved one being neglected, it falls back off on you. Because that's how they look at it, as neglect. I said, your supervisor, your manager, your DON tell you not to get a brief or a diaper for a person that doesn't have it, or a person that can't speak up for themselves, that's sitting in poop. And you telling me that you can't speak up and tell your supervisor, well, hey, we don't have a key to the storage to get the supplies that we need. Or when I went into the storage, there weren't any supplies. Why can't you speak up for yourself? Because I know from what I've seen, when the DON has something on their mind, they come down there to you and they get it off their chest. They don't care if it's belittling you. They don't care how small it's making you feel. They don't care if, it makes you want to quit or dislike them. They don't care about any of that. They come, they say it, and they leave. And they having you feeling some type of way. And that's what I expressed to her. I said, she's an adult the same way you are. As a matter of fact, you're older than her. Why can't you speak up for the patient? Is what I said to her. She said, I can. I said, so why don't you? If you know that you don't have what you need and your manager haven't provided you with the things you need, why you can't go to your manager and say, I need X, Y, and Z? You're afraid you might get cussed out? Because some managers do curse. And they do cuss their CNAs and nurses out. Believe it or not. Like, this is what I mean, that only the strong can survive healthcare, because it is ruthless out here in the healthcare field, especially if you're not in like a doctor's office or something like that. That's a little bit more professional. When you in these nursing homes, skilled nursing, and rehabs, oh baby, anything goes. And I wouldn't put it past if fights don't go on. People are really getting neglected by not getting changed, and they do have the supplies they need. Just craziness goes on in these places. That's why I tell you guys, if you have a loved one that's in a nursing home, wherever, a place where you're not taking care of and other people are, you should go visit them all the time. When I say all the time, I don't care if it's once a week, twice a week, or if it's every single day. Go check on your loved one to make sure that they are taking care of your loved one, because if you don't, who will? Everybody ain't in this field for the right reason. Mind you, this is a field where you get paid well. There are a lot of people in this field to get that money. They only in it for the money. So they can care less what happened to your loved one. They can care less if your loved one get their medication today. They can care less if they get changed today or only get changed once a day. They can care less if your loved one's skin is breaking down because they're sitting in this waste all day, every day. They can care less, and I'm telling y'all the honest God, raw truth. You may not want to believe it, but for the family members that go and visit their loved ones in places like this, they get the best care, because they know you're going to come in there and you're going to pitch a fit and you're going to go off and you're going to question them or make them work. You are the loved one they hate to see come in the building. You are them. But you're doing the right thing. You are doing the absolute right thing. And I'm just trying to figure out, as a person, as a nurse, as a human, when are we going to step up and face those people that are in higher places, such as your DON, ADON, management, supervisor, whoever, and challenge them? Because like I explained to the nurse, your DON home in bed, comfortable, leaving you here with 30 residents to take care of that you actually are neglecting because you won't even go over to skilled nursing and get the supplies that they need to take care of them. You afraid of what your DON gonna say to you. You afraid of your DON gonna cuss you out, but you ain't afraid of jail. You ain't afraid to go to jail. Baby, I don't understand some people, but you know, with her talking like that, that further lets me know she don't speak up for herself when the DON do come down there and talk to her crazy. Because the DON, she don't try me like that. She done tried it, but I went to her and I had a one-on-one personal grown discussion with her, and I told her I ain't liking it. I ain't want that to happen no more. Oh, baby, you can best believe. You think she tried it? No. They know who to try. They don't like the ones that challenge them, but at the same time, they respect them same people that do challenge them. In the same way, I'm trying to figure out how I haven't been let go, fired, or whatever, asked to resign. It's because they still respect me as the person that I am, because I'm going to stand 10 toes down, not only for myself, but for the people that I'm taking care of. And that's on everything. Real talk. At this facility that I'm telling you, toxic facility that I just love. Recently, in the last month, a nurse asked that she don't work Wednesdays anymore. She's just going to do her every other weekend because she was already part-time. Do you know they told her, the DON told her, just put in your resignation letter. But mind you, before she talked to this great nurse, this is a nurse that's similar to me. She's great. She's awesome. And before my DON talked to this nurse and told her to put in her resignation, she had a conversation with me. And it wasn't about this nurse. She had a conversation with me about why I don't want to work there or why I don't want to pick up any shifts. To the point where she had HR on the phone as well. She didn't ask me, even when I put in my PRN notice, she didn't question it. She didn't ask me, Precious, why you leaving? Why you on company? She didn't do anything. She didn't say, Precious, go ahead. and resign. Because mind you, this ain't my first time dropping down to PRN. This is my second time at this company dropping down to PRN. And not just this nurse she told to resign, but I've seen it happen to CNAs. It has a CNA that need to go back home to Africa for a funeral. When, you know, they had a couple of loved ones that kept dying back to back to back. And so the lady had to keep going back to Africa. This last time, they told her, just put in your resignation letter. They said sorry guys, they told the CNA because the CNA wanted to just drop down PRN because there was a lot going on. She was dealing with a lot. She told the CNA, she said, you can't be PRN. Either you're working full-time, you're not working at all for us. So the lady had to quit. I've seen this happen numerous times. And that just says to me, she just don't want that person to work for the company. She don't want them working up under her. But she hadn't done that to me. I don't know why, but it is what it is. Y'all, I just want to come on and vent. Not just vent, but I want to know to you guys, please comment below. When are we, as people, humans, as nurses, CNAs, people in the healthcare field, are going to stand up for those that can't stand up for themselves? That's it. That's all. Y'all have a beautiful weekend.